Hello my dear students, I am Anjum Sheikh. Students, you know that animal husbandry is the scientific management of livestock. In 8th standard, you have studied about the animal husbandry and the various aspects included in the animal husbandry. It is the scientific management of animal livestock. It includes feeding, that means giving food to the animals, the scientific way of giving food to the animals. Then breeding means to develop the new varieties of animals so the farmers will have maximum benefit. And third aspect of animal husbandry is disease control. Animal based farming includes cattle farming, goat farming, sheep farming, poultry farming and fish farming. As the population is increasing, the living standard of people are also increasing. So the demand for milk, eggs as well as meat is also going up. So there is a awareness about the need for human treatment of livestock. So it has brought in new limitations in livestock farming. Thus, livestock production also needs to be improved. In this video, we are going to discuss about the cattle farming. What is cattle farming? Cattle farming means the farming of livestock. Cattle farming is done for two purposes. First purpose of cattle farming is obtaining milk, and second purpose is for draught labor for agricultural work such as tilling, irrigation and carting. So there are two main purposes of cattle farming. First purpose is obtaining milk and second purpose is for the agricultural work such as tilling, irrigation and carting. Now what are the species of the Indian cattle? Indian cattle belongs to two different species. First species is of cows. The Indian cows belong to the species Bos indicus, while Indian buffaloes belong to the species Bos bubalis. Cows and buffaloes are the milk producing females. So these are also known as the milch animals or dairy animals. What are dairy animals or milch animals? The milk producing females of cattle are known as the dairy animals or milch animals, while that are for the farm labor are called as the draught animals. The milk production depends on the duration of the lactation period. What is lactation period? It is the period of milk production after the birth of a calf. It is called as a lactation period. Lactation period is period of milk production after the birth of a calf. It is called as the lactation period. The milk production in cattle can be increased by increasing the lactation period. Generally, lactation period lasts for the 305 days. Now, there are various varieties of cows and buffaloes which are used by the Indian farmers on the basis of their milking capacity. Milk production can be increased by increasing the lactation period. The exotic or foreign varieties of cows, for example, Jersey cows can produce about 20 liters of milk per day. See the capacity of Jersey cow, it can produce about 20 liters of milk per day, while another exotic variety of cow, that is brown Swiss, it can produce around 33 liters of milk per day. The foreign breeds of the cows such as Jersey, brown Swiss, etc., they have long lactation period, while local breeds or the local varieties of cows such as Red Sindhi, Sahiwal, etc., they are resistant to the diseases. So these two can be crossbred to get the animals with both the desired qualities. See, these are the Indian varieties of the cows. This one is Sahiwal and this is Red Sindhi cow. Both the varieties are resistant to diseases, while these foreign varieties of the cattle or cows, these are brown Swiss and this one is Jersey cow. So these are having capacity to produce large amount of milk. So these foreign varieties and Indian varieties, these are crossbred to obtain the new variety with the both desirable qualities. So the new animals formed will have disease resistance as well as they will produce the large amount of milk. The proper cleaning and shelter facilities for cows and buffaloes are required for the health of animals as well as for the production of clean milk. So dairy animals require regular brushing to remove the dirt and loose hairs from their body. Here you can see by brushing dirt as well as loose hairs from the body of dairy animals can be removed easily. Even these should be washed regularly with water so that the animal will remain healthy and we will get the supply of clean milk. These animals should be sheltered under well ventilated roof sheds. Now what are the characteristics of an ideal cattle shed? The cattle shed should be well ventilated to provide enough supply of air for ventilation. This is first characteristic of ideal cattle shed. It should be well ventilated so that there will be enough supply of air for ventilation. The floor of the cattle shed is made to drain easily. It should have slope to ensure easy cleaning and drying. Third criteria is there should be good supply of fresh and clean water. So these are the characteristics of an ideal cattle shed. The first characteristic is it should be well ventilated. Then second characteristic is the floor of the cattle shed should be slopy, so it will ensure easy cleaning and drying. And third criteria is there should be good supply of fresh and clean water. Here you can see the picture of a cattle shed. Now what are the food requirements of the dairy animals? The food requirements of dairy animals. The dairy cows can eat up to 100 pounds of food per day, and these cows can drink as much as 50 gallons of water per day. The food requirements of dairy animals are of two main types. First one is maintenance requirement and second one is the milk producing requirement. Now what is maintenance requirement? Maintenance requirement is the food which supports dairy animals to lead a healthy life. It includes grass as well as alfalfa hay. The first food requirement of dairy animals is maintenance requirement. What is maintenance requirement? It is the food required to support the animals to live a healthy life. See, the first maintenance food is green grass and second one is alfalfa hay. Then these cows require the special food for milk production. So the milk producing requirements of dairy animals include corn, soybean, grains, citrus and beet pulp, cottonseed and almond hulls. See, here you can see almond hulls inside structure of the almonds. So this should be supplied to the dairy animals so that they can produce the large amount of milk. The animal feed includes roughage and concentrates. Roughage is largely fibers while concentrates are low in fiber and these are high with proteins. Cattle suffer from a number of diseases. The diseases in cattle, besides causing death, they reduce the milk production. The parasites of cattle are of two types. Now tell me what is meant by parasites. These are the organisms which feed on the body of other organism or which live inside the body of other organism and harms them. These are known as the parasites. The parasites of cattle are of two types. First type is external parasites. They live on the skin of the cattle and cause the skin diseases. And second type is internal parasites. They live inside the body of the cattle. For example, worms. These are found in the stomach of the cattle, stomach and intestine, while the liver flukes, these are found in the liver of the cattle and they damage the liver. Here you can see the condition of cattle due to the skin disease caused by the external parasite. In this picture you can see how the parasites enter into the body of the cattle. The infective larvae. This cycle goes on continuously. If the infected cattle, when it excretes, then the worm eggs are present in the dungs. Then these eggs develop into the infective larvae. These infective larvae migrate onto the grass. The grass and larvae are eaten by the cattle and this cycle goes on continuously. So these parasites grow inside the body of the cattle, causing various diseases in the cattle. Here in this chart you can see the common diseases of cattle and their symptom. For example, cowpox. Its symptoms are fever accompanied by the appearance of small nodule. Then cattle plague. Its symptoms are constipation followed by diarrhea, discharge from the eyes and nostrils, loss of appetite. Then foot and mouth disease. Blisters appear on the mouth and foot resulting in extreme soreness of the parts. Rabies. Its symptoms are marked changes in the behavior, restlessness, paralysis. Then dermatitis. It includes irritation, blisters and eruption on the skin surface. Then fungal bacterial diseases are also seen. For example, anthrax. The symptoms of anthrax are fever with swelling of body. Then milk secretion is also reduced. Tuberculosis, its symptom is also fever. Then fungal diseases are ringworm. Its symptoms are small, circular, discolored rest patches are seen on the body. Then diseases caused due to the parasites, external parasites like lice and ticks. They live on the skin of the animals and they cause the skin diseases. While internal parasites like worms and fluke, they live in the stomach, intestine and they damage them, as well as they also damage the liver of the cattle. Now to how to identify the diseased animal. Generally a healthy animal feeds regularly and has a normal posture. If any animal shows the changed behavior, then the farmer should consult a doctor. The diseases in cattle are controlled by the timely vaccination. The diseases in cattle are caused by these internal, external parasites, as well as just we have discussed that these diseases are also caused by bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. So these diseases can be controlled by the timely vaccination. Such vaccines can be used to control the diseases in cattle. So this was about the cattle farming. In next video we are going to discuss about the poultry farming.